Hi everyone, how are you all doing? I hope you're all having a great time. So for today's video, I am going to be showing you how to paint a galaxy, kind of like planets and like that, those cool things. So before we get into this video, make sure to like and subscribe and also follow me on Instagram. And I love you all so much. So we are going to be starting off by a piece of paper over here. And I'm also going to protect my working surface with some parchment paper so don't get paint all over the table. There we go. And then we are going to start off with some water, of course, and some paintbrush and some watercolor. Now, to start off, if you want your painting to have like a really like blendy effect, you're gonna want your watercolor to be super watered down. So you're gonna add like a lot of water to your color and blend them together with a lot of water, and like blend all the colors all together. So you're gonna start off with some of this light blue right here. I'm gonna add a lot of water to it. There we go. So you can see you're gonna want a lot of water. As you can see, you can't really see it because the palette is also blue. And I'm also going to get some more color, water. So we're gonna get some blue over here, some of this dark blue, and also some pink. I'm gonna get some pink in there. There we go. And I'm also going to get some white, just so we can lighten up the colors, and maybe it can be easier to like mix up some new colors. So I'm not only gonna use like blues and pinks, I'm also gonna mix up to make a nice like lavender purple, and like that. Make sure it's also super watered down. And now I'm gonna mix up some purple over here. I'm gonna get some of the dark blue and pink. I'm gonna mix up a nice, there we go, I mixed it up. Now I'm gonna start, so I'm gonna make sure I have a lot of water on my brush and just start dabbing it on your paper like this. And I'm also using some like thick thick kind of papers like cardstock, because it's not going to like soak in a lot of the watercolor. It's just gonna make it like soggy. Some nice heavy paper, and you're just gonna make sure you can have a lot of water with you. Now I'm almost done with this. I'm more than halfway done. I'm almost gonna finish it. Now I'm completely done with it, so you're gonna let that dry. It might take some time to dry because it's gonna have like a lot of water in it. So we're gonna let that dry for a few minutes, and then we're gonna be back with it. Alright, now that that's all dry, you're gonna get anything circular you can find. So I got a roll of tape over here. You can use anything lying around that's circular. I also got this little plastic cup that has a circular rim to it, and also this little red lid that I found. So you can find anything you have. And I'm also going to get a pencil, so I'm gonna trace it. I'm gonna trace all these circles on. So here we go. There we go. So I have traced them all, you can see. Now I'm gonna get rid of the watercolor, and I'm gonna get my acrylic paints ready. So you got yellow and green, and I'm gonna mix them together in a messy palette. And I'm gonna get some of this dark green and mix it with some yellow to kind of like lighten it up a little bit. All right, now that that's all mixed up, I'm gonna paint the planet. I know it's like a really I'm not sure what to call this green shade, but you see it's like green and there's like a lot of pink pastel colors. I know it looks a little bit weird, but at the end it's gonna look okay. So you're gonna paint that on the planet carefully, trying not to get out of the line, which I have done. And I'm also going to mix it up with a little bit of yellow to, you know, add a bit of some shades and not make it like I'm not gonna make it like all green. I'm gonna add a little bit of color to it, just kind of blend it together. Now I'm going to grab some orange paint. I'm going to paint another planet. And this time I'm going to add like some oranges and yellow to it. Because I don't really have that, like I don't have a lot of ideas to like how to paint planets. So I'm going to mix that all together and make like a little bit of a lighter orange. Because the orange that I have is a bit too dark. And I'm also going to add in some yellow with it. So I'm going to paint the planet. This yellow planet is giving me a little bit of trouble blending it. I can't like blend it well because every time I add yellow it just gets blended away with the orange. And I want it to have like a little bit of gradient and cool effect, but it's not working out for me, so I'm gonna need some time to just work with it until I'm happy with it. Now it's time for this last planet over here. I'm going to be using some dark blue paint. I'm gonna add that to my palette. And also some purple paint over here. These bottles are really beat up, so you can see how the cap just fell off, and then there's like a chunk of dry paint on it. I've had these bottles for like over a year now, and you see I have a little bit of paint left in each of them. So now I'm going to blend. I'm not gonna blend. I'm gonna add a few just a few colors to the planet. You see, I'm not gonna like mix them all together that much. You see, like this. So now you can see I've blended it together, but you can see that the colors are really dark, so you can really like tell if it's like purple or blue. So I'm gonna add in a little bit of pink to kind of, you know, lighten it up a little bit, brighten it up. See, because it's from far away you can see it's like all black. So I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of purple and to get a more like lighter, more like beautiful purple. I'm not sure what to call it, and I'm gonna add that in. As you can see now, I'm done blending it. I know I went out the line just a little bit, but I might fix that later. And now I'm gonna get rid of the acrylic paint, and I'm gonna bring in an ink pen. Now I'm gonna outline each 3 planets. I'm gonna outline them all with this pen. Now that I'm done outlining all the planets, I'm gonna get in some silver acrylic paint, and I am going to be using it to paint a ring around this purple and blue planet. I'm gonna use it to like paint a ring around it, so I'm gonna do that. Here we go. Now the ring is all dry. Now I already took out some star glitters, and I have separated all the silver stars from all the other colorful stars, and I'm going to stick them on as little stars using some of this like varnish that I'm not really sure what you call it, but it's like varnish to seal up the paint, but it also works as glue, so it really sticks well. So I'm gonna take some with a toothpick, and I'm gonna apply just a little bit of this glue on the paper, and I'm going to use the toothpick again to pick up the stars and stick one by one on the paper. So you see there's a little bit of glue on it, and it sticks them on, you see, and I'm going to put them on the paper one by one. Now I'm completely done with this drawing. As you can see, I stuck all the stars on, and look how pretty they look. So I have completed the painting, as you can see. I hope you'll have a great time, and goodbye everybody.